Case.
Yo ninjas, welcome back to the show. NINJABOX is still doing, and what did you guys eat today? Yes, so today will be a bit more of an experiment. A new experiment! Yes, but I'm just painting the wall here white, so that's why the background looks different in this episode. And also this is episode number 7 of Thorsday at NINJAKEES. Also drop your comments for the next episode for next week. So thank you very much for watching so far. And yes ninjas, sit back, relax and enjoy. So in this episode I want to talk about some manga making inspirations. Some books that inspire me for making stuff happen. These are not all my books I have in my closets and stuff, in my chest, treasure chest and all that stuff. But these are some of them that I want to discuss about or talk about in this video. So maybe you ninjas also find some inspiration in that, or maybe you guys want to check those books out as well. Or maybe you have your own books for inspiration, also for manga making or other stuff. So in this episode we're gonna talk about some manga inspiration books and stuff, yes, that inspire me. So I got some books laying here around that are some of the inspirations. They are not all the same kind of books, but they do make you move forward in some way. So my first one is the greatest manga of all time, Dragon Ball. This is recommendable. If you haven't read it yet or something, I would recommend it. Probably everybody here knows about it, but just the way things are drawn is just, you know, really amazing to have these mangas laying around when making your own manga. I do check out their techniques to learn from, and yeah, that's really cool. Like with all the panel flow he uses and stuff. Really, really great. Very, very awesome, yes. So yeah, my number one inspiration, and by inspiration I don't mean copy paste it right off the bat, you know, but you know, you can learn from it if you watch closely from those manga artists. So yeah, the first one is Dragon Ball, the Dragon Ball series, also Dragon Ball without the Z. It's actually one series, so recommendable to have it in your collection as a creator, if that inspires you at least, you know. As shonen, if you want to make shonen type of manga, this is like one of the best out there, the most influential ones that set a new genre on their own, you know. So yeah, Dragon Ball. And of course we cannot forget about the second, at least for my second favorite, well, yeah, One Piece. Really great. I would recommend it. It's still ongoing as a manga creator. This is just really dope. Really dope manga. Maybe you cannot see all the stuff because I'm also drawing, or have drawing footage over here. But yeah, you can see some of it, I believe. The way I put it in the video. One Piece. Really good. And I would recommend this. It's a really good show. Lots of emotional stuff going on. Like some people are off because of the style, but you know, it's just also really funny, and the story, you know, the way that combines and everything. This will be one of the greatest manga in existence that will also set a mark in history. Or it already did, because it is the most sold single manga ever. So if you haven't checked it out, at some point I would recommend it. Like maybe if you're at chapter volume 10 or something, if you still don't like it or watch the anime, yeah, maybe it's not for you, you know. Not everything is for everyone, so but yeah, I would give it a shot if you haven't already. One Piece, really great. So yeah, one of my inspirations next to Dragon Ball. Well, this one is another story. I haven't completely read it because it's in a language that I cannot understand. I read a few chapters online in English, but right now I can watch the pictures, but I don't completely grasp what the story is about. So hopefully they can translate it soon. But Radiant, that's now the new hyped manga, a French manga artist, Tony Valente. A really great manga from French that also now has an anime, so I would recommend you to check it out. I think also it will be translated soon to English, so yeah, I would recommend this. Also the previous ones are Akira Toriyama's Dragon Ball and Eiichiro Oda's One Piece, in case you did not know that yet. But it's really awesome that someone from French can have a manga on a scale like this in existence. And he was also helped with like Yusuke Murata, the creator or the artist of One Punch Man, noticed him, I believe. So that's how the ball started rolling even more. Like in French, he's already famous manga artist. And now even more also in Japan, I believe. Yeah, because it's also published there. So it's really great to have these two mangas. Yes, this is another one. One Punch Man, also really great. The story of One. I'm not sure if you guys know it. Like, One is the original creator of One Punch Man, who made the manga in a different quality, a bit more simple. And then he made it for fun, I believe, on the web. Like, it was a web comic or web manga, whatever you want to call it. It's the same stuff. But he made a web comic, and he from what I've heard, he wanted to stop because he didn't make any money out of it. And then Yusuke Murata noticed it, and he wanted to draw his manga in his style or in his way. So that is how One Punch Man became more popular, something like that. It was like that. Yeah, and the art is just really great. Story is also cool, and it's just like a sort of a parody, right? Really, yeah, I recommend One Punch Man. And also the great thing about Yusuke Murata is that he also streams live on Ustream. I think he still does it, but I used to watch a lot of his streams while drawing manga myself and see his techniques, you know, like how does he actually do it? Like, it is really rare to see the pros actually make their manga. But because he streams, you can really study it or, you know, see how he does it. Like, now they're also from Shonen Jump, Jump Ryu, that's behind the scenes a bit, how the manga creators draw, from Shonen Jump at least, draw their manga or illustrations and stuff, interview and stuff. But the great thing about Yusuke Murata is he actually streams a lot of it. Like, a lot of footage is out there, which you can study if you want to make your own manga, and yeah, how he does it, because yeah, his art is really great. He also made, by the way, or drew the art for iShield 21. So maybe you guys have checked that out. I've not completely read this one yet. I'm almost up to date, I think, with One Punch Man, or miss a few chapters. But yeah, man, One Punch Man, really great. If you haven't checked it out, you know, it's maybe a bit mainstream now. It's also, like, if you're new to anime, you can watch the animates. You don't have to think a lot with it. And it's just an easy watch, you know. And it's also really great animation, art quality and stuff, you know. From what I've heard, also the director or from the first season of One Punch Man had connections with great key animators, and he put them all together in one anime that became One Punch Man the anime, and set a new bar for the One Punch Man anime first season, you know, because on television, like, they really set the bar high with the animation quality and everything, because what I've read online, it was really hard to translate the manga or the anime. So to translate this manga to anime, from manga to anime, that it was a difficult task. But yeah, they managed to pull it off. Also waiting for One Punch Man season 2. That comes in 2019, I believe, from what I've read online. Also by a different studio, I think. And yeah, I hope it still goes really well. And yeah, man. Yeah, next to that, also we have Bakuman. Yeah, that's also really, especially if you want to make manga, Bakuman is like the manga of manga making, you know? It's like Mangaception stuff. And I actually personally prefer to watch the anime, but the manga is also good. I haven't read all of it. But yeah, to have some mangas laying around, how they are drawn and stuff, it's, you know, just cool to have in your collection or your library, to get your techniques and inspirations from and stuff. Like, how do they do it, and how can you apply it to your own work, you know? And here they actually talk about real life situations in the manga world, in Shonen Jump at least. You know, the biggest manga producers, or how do you say it? The people that publish them. Yeah, publish. Shueisha. Shonen Jump. Recommendable, yes. It's also a good story, and art is really good. So Bakuman, also a recommendable one. Next to that, this is something a bit different. World Mythology. It's a Dutch book in Dutch language, but if you want to create stuff and be creative, I think this is a handy book to have in your library to check out myths, because in anime and manga there are lots of myths going around there. You don't have to get it in Dutch, of course, but you can also Google it, you know, but I think it's handy to have an actual physical copy laying around, yeah, to help you with myths, or if you need to have something fast and you don't have interweb or whatever. It is just a great sum up, and also because this is a book that is published, some of the pictures are probably not, you cannot find them online because they have the copyrights and stuff. Well, maybe you could pirate it, but this is in Dutch. I'm not sure if there's a translation of it. But because these are like original or copyrighted photographs, maybe you cannot find them online because it's for an actual collection book like this. So world mythology is really handy if you want to put that stuff in your manga, you know. Yeah, because there are mangas with myths and stuff in it. So yeah, this is a great thing to have as well for in your collection if you want to make manga or other stuff, you know. Maybe you're a writer or yeah, it can have many purposes. Your imagination is the limit. Next to that, Scott Pilgrim, really great manga or comic. Maybe you guys don't even call it a manga, but it's a manga shaped comic. Yeah, it's still the same thing. It has a simple style, but the story is really cool, you know. It's black and white. He also drew everything with a brush, I believe. But, you know, maybe you guys have heard it already, but what it is there's also a movie about it. But if you have the comic, the manga, you actually have more details in the story. Like with movies, they also have to, they most times have to cut things out and stuff, or details. Because a movie has only so much time to tell a story, well, this has 6 volumes, complete, you know, it's a complete thing with 6 volumes, and yeah, I think this is also a great manga or comic. Also the way the panel flows, like you don't see that often, or certain ways he divides panels and uses the black and white. Yeah, sometimes I just prefer black and white manga versus colored. I don't know, it has a certain feel to it. Like sometimes when it's colored, it feels... Also the way sometimes it's colored, I don't really like it. But yeah, this is also a really good comic or manga, however you want to call it. I would recommend it. Scott Pilgrim, yes, by Brian Lee O'Malley. Oh yeah, I forgot the names of the other ones. Well, you can search it up online. Next to that, Peepo Chew by Philip Smith. Also really good manga. It's like a 3-volume manga, but it's cool that he is American, or not coming from Japan. Also a foreigner who actually published his own manga in Japan for a few years, I believe. He had this series running there in the actual books, you know, in books like this. Well, it's a different magazine, but in books like this from another magazine. And yeah, he had his own story running in there monthly, I believe. So, and it's now compiled in 3 volumes. So yeah, Peepo Chew is really awesome. Yeah, man, I would recommend Peepo Chew, or that's also one of my inspirations. You know, someone from not Japan still making their manga in Japan, or their manga at all. You know, you don't have to come from Japan to make your own manga. But being able to be published in Japan, that's really awesome as a foreigner, you know. You don't hear that a lot. But this proves that it is possible for someone not from Japan, you know. Also with Radiant. Yeah, they're now popping more mangas over the world and stuff. Yeah, from foreigners that also make manga. So that's really cool inspiration. And of course, Berserk, the really good, gory, dark horror manga. I am only at this volume yet. I believe it's also on hiatus. So yeah, I'm also taking my time to read this, but this is also a great manga for what I've read. A lot of details. Let me see if I can show some without getting it too gory. Berserk, really great, yeah, manga. Yes, awesome art, work, and story combined. You know, that medieval setting. Yeah, man, one of the greats out there. Recommend Berserk. And yeah, you can also check the techniques he used. You know, the shading and stuff. With the lines, and you know, it's with all your inspirations. But that is also one of mine. You know, it's not only One Piece and Dragon Ball, or Dragon Ball One Piece, but these things, you know, really cool to read. Yeah, and watch. You know, the visuals. So reading with the visuals, because that is manga. Else it would just be a book. But books are also still good. Talking about books, The Alchemist is also a recommendable book, also for artists or creators, also manga artists, to have your visual memory triggered, you know, because reading is good as a creator, a drawing person. This is about a fable about following your dream. I've not completed it yet. I have to complete it soon as well, but so far it was really good to read. Read it a while back, but I have to get back on that soon. It's a really thin book with about, let me see, about 171 pages, well, a bit more. And even Will Smith says, yeah, one of my favorite books here behind it. So, yeah, as a creator, a recommendable book about your dream. And yeah, sold 65 million copies. That's quite a lot, right, for one book. Yeah, by Paulo Coelho. So yeah, man, The Alchemist, I would recommend. as a creator, drawing person, to check out, yeah, man, or other books, you know, to have your brain triggered, your visual memory and stuff. Also got here the symbol guide. So if you need some symbols for your character or searching for symbols, this is really handy to have. This is a Dutch edition. There are probably also other languages editions. But yeah, to have some symbols there, you know, with some knowledge there, it's really handy to have that compiled in one book, you know. You can just get this for like maybe $5 or something at the local stores, I think. Maybe even at secondhand stores you have these types of books. But yeah, you can also just use the interweb. But I think sometimes it's just handy to have an actual book laying around with some stuff compiled, you know, that you can just check out right away without any other limitations except for having the book around. But yeah, if you don't have a lot of space, you know, just use the web, where you can find everything as well. Actually, yeah, that's for manga too, man. You have the web manga and stuff, so. But I like there's the touch of physical books, you know. And that's just really tasty. To me, at least, so yeah. Symbol guide. And here I got some natural phenomena about the universe and stars. That stuff is, yeah, interesting to me. I've not read it at all yet, but yeah, I think it's handy to have this kind of stuff laying around for inspirations and stuff, and check out what kind of stars there are, or, you know, it depends really on what type of manga or, yeah, what kind of stuff you need, but I think it's handy to have books like this laying around, you know, just that you can flip through when you're brainstorming. Yes, brainstorming. And you can just, you know, sometimes crazy shit comes from anywhere, and, you know, you just have to put it down and so that you don't forget it. But yeah, books like that's really handy to have. Also for this designer, it's a book with a lot of shapes, symbols and stuff, you know, that you can also use in manga, you know, patterns like this, or yeah, a lot of those crazy stuff going on, which you can also apply to your manga in buildings or whatever. You know, or the way they draw their stuff, symbols and shapes, you know. That's a big thing with manga, shapes, symbols, you know, the figures. That needs to be readable to the audience that read it, you know, that they can clearly see what is happening. And yeah, it's really handy to have books like this laying around. Or maybe you want to play with some illusions like this one, you know. You can put that stuff also in manga. Even in Berserk they have this art reference to this turned upside down gas. Oh, you see it also in Yu-Gi-Oh, I believe. Yeah, but stuff like that, you know, you can put that in your manga too. Yeah, you can put anything in your manga. That's the great thing about manga. Everything can be done in there. Also, still have to finish this manga, Uzumaki, really great manga too. It's a horror manga by Junji Ito. He's famous for horror manga. I believe this is my first manga that I got from him. But he has also really great artwork in the manga. There's also an anime about it, I believe, but that's I heard they didn't adapt it that well for one of his mangas. But yeah, there's some crazy stuff going on here, and it has beautiful artwork. You know, I got this volume that is like 3 volumes in one, Uzumaki, but yeah, it's not Uzumaki Naruto, but just Uzumaki. And yeah, man, I recommend this one as well for inspirations to read, and also the way he makes his panels and stuff. It's kind of realistic mixed with crazy shit, so I would recommend to check out this manga. Yes, Uzumaki. Next to that, I have also some art books, like from Dragon Ball. I really love this piece of art because Goku is here with a dinosaur, and dinosaurs are my favorite animals. This is probably not a correct dinosaur, a fantasy dinosaur, but still, you know, I just like this piece of art, like a Dino Rider. Not too sure if you guys know that show from back in the days. You had people that ride on dinosaurs, as the title says. Dino Riders, yeah. But yeah, man, this is really cool to me to check out as well, and check out like have a compilation of his artwork, you know, and check out how he does his stuff. Also here his mascot figure, or his person. How do you say it? His avatar? Yeah, this is his avatar, I believe, of Akira Toriyama. Eiichiro Oda as a fish. But yeah, it's really cool to have these kinds of art books laying around, you know, when you and also of people that inspires you, you know, these kinds of art books. And of course here One Piece. I have many more art books, but I cannot get through all them in this video. If you guys want to see more of these types of going through books, just let me know in the comments. Maybe I should make also separate videos about it, where you can clearly see it a bit better. But yeah, I really love Eiichiro Oda's color spreads. It's just, you know, it seems really fun. Just yeah, chilling with your mates. Where's that one? And also the way he plays with the shapes and everything, you know, that's just really beautiful to me to watch. Yeah, man. I would recommend art books like this, if that inspires you at least. And last but not least, the thing every manga artist should have, by the creator Hirohiko Araki from JoJo's Bizarre Adventure. He has like decades of years of knowledge, of manga knowledge, and he made his own book about manga in theory and practice. So if you want to make your own manga, here are a lot of his lessons how to make that happen, you know, like how you can make your own manga. So I think this is one of the Bibles of manga artists that, or people that want to become a manga creator professionally, or just for fun, you know. I would recommend to check out this book by the creator of JoJo's Bizarre Adventure, Hirohiko Araki. I've not completely read JoJo's Bizarre Adventure yet. I've started with the first part. There are a lot of parts, so yeah, still have to catch up with that, but I thought, hey, let's start at the beginning. I have one volume here laying around. Yeah, some of you probably know it, if you don't know it. JoJo's Bizarre Adventure, also recommendable manga. It's also a bit bizarre, like the title says. But yeah, here are a lot of cool lessons in it, like creating the first page, part 1, what to draw, types of art, or let me see. Why am I writing this book? My goal in writing this book is to guide you down to the royal road to creating manga, or to put it more simply, this is a how-to book. So how to make manga. Specifically, it's a manga how-to book, which one might assume has an audience limited to the scant few people who want to write and draw manga. After reading these pages, perhaps only a small number will become professional manga creators, mangaka, or maybe only one or none at all. If I were to make a manga instead of writing this book, that manga would certainly find a far larger readership, and yet this is a book I want to write. If only for that one person. So are you that one person or not? Well, that's the big question here. But yeah, it's a really great book to have a lot of manga lessons, and there's also yeah, some of his pages in here for samples, you know, when he wants to explain stuff. Yeah, it's really cool. What is a setting? I found my style in Italy, you know, a lot of stuff going on here. Yeah, man, a great book for if you want to make your own manga. Manga Tyranny. It is not sponsored or something, but it's just something, yeah, that inspires me to create manga myself, you know, to, yeah, how to make such a thing. I still don't know it myself. I guess you can only tell it when you have done it. Yes. So yeah, man, check it out. And yeah, this is the last book I've laying here for this video. So that is it for now. Yeah, I hope you ninjas enjoyed the video so far. If you have any comments about your own books or inspirations, if you're also creating manga or something else, just drop it down in the comments. Also drop some comments if for the next video at Thorsday at NINJAKEES. So yeah, ninjas. That's it for this video. Yeah, I hope you enjoyed the art. And yeah, leave me some comments. Like, subscribe, ring the bell and all that great stuff. Yes! And don't forget, the man under the bed. Ezer dat is. Yes, thank you for joining once again, ninjas. And thank you for the comments and for watching this. Yeah, thank you for joining once again. NINJABOX, Ishhhh, and see you guys the next time. Kees out!